It started with a call, not mine, hers. I still remember the exact ringtone echoing in my boss's office, followed by the expression on his face when he hung up. His lips pressed into a thin line. "You think this is funny?" he said. I didn't understand what he meant until he played the voicemail. My sister's voice, slurred, mocking, pretending to be me, making obscene jokes about him and the company. By the time I got home, the damage was done. HR had already decided. No investigation. No chance to explain. I was fired before I could even breathe. When I confronted my sister, she laughed. "It was just a prank, relax. You take everything so seriously." That line, "you take everything so seriously," became the heartbeat of my silence. She didn't know that seriousness was the one thing that built everything I had. We were close once. I was the responsible one, the one who fixed things when our parents couldn't. She was the wild one, beautiful, reckless, always forgiven. I protected her more times than I could count, covered her lies, paid her debts, defended her when she crashed my car, when she stole my ID, when she said she just needed a little help. But this time, her joke had cost me my livelihood. When I told my parents, they called me dramatic. "Family first," my mother said. "You'll find another job. Don't make a big deal." So I didn't. I went quiet. And while they laughed about it at dinner, yes, they actually laughed, I spent my nights building something else. For 3 months, I worked odd jobs, learning what failure tasted like. It was bitter but strangely clarifying. Every rejection, every humiliation sanded away the softness in me. What grew back was precision. When I finally landed a new position, better pay, higher rank, global firm, they didn't congratulate me. They just assumed I'd start helping again. "Your dad's car needs repairs. Your sister's rent is due. Your mom's been waiting for that trip you promised." I smiled. Always smiled. Then I said the same words to all of them. "Check your mailboxes next week." Their faces lit up like greedy candles. That's when I knew the timing was perfect. The plan began a month earlier. I'd found out that my sister had been using my name again, this time for online loans. My credit report was crawling with debt I didn't create. Instead of confronting her, I called every lender. I gathered evidence, reports, timestamps, even her IP addresses. I built a file so tight that no lawyer could breathe around it. Then I went one step further. I added my parents' names, because they'd co-signed one of her accounts. They knew. They'd protected her, again. The silence I gave them wasn't distance, it was a fuse. A week later, they got my gifts. Each envelope was identical, thick, white, stamped with my new company's logo. They probably thought there were checks inside. My mother called first. Her voice trembled. "What is this?" she asked. Inside was a copy of the fraud report, a full legal notice. Attached was a statement showing their shared liability and a polite reminder from the attorney, "Further legal action will proceed unless the debts are cleared within 30 days. My sister didn't call. She came, banging on my door, mascara streaking down her face, shaking the papers like they were poison. "You ruined my life!" she screamed. I looked at her the same way I used to look at my reflection after every sleepless night. Cold, detached, done. "No," I said quietly, "you did." My parents came the next day. My father's voice cracked with anger. "You went too far." I nodded. So did she. "She's family." So am I. That shut them up. For years I had been their safety net, their fixer, their backup plan. But they'd forgotten something crucial. Nets can also strangle. I didn't want their money. I didn't even want them punished. I just wanted them to feel what it's like when someone you trust pulls the ground out from under you. They called me cruel, heartless. Maybe they were right. But as I watched them walk away clutching those envelopes like graves, I felt something I hadn't felt in months: control. The company I work for now values silence, discretion, strategy. I thrive here. Sometimes, in meetings, when I look out the glass walls and see the skyline stretching endlessly, I remember that voicemail, her voice mocking me. It used to haunt me. Now it motivates me. Last week, I got another message from her, this time a text. It said, "I'm sorry." I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted it. Forgiveness, I decided, isn't always the high road. Sometimes it's just an open door you don't need to walk through. I don't hate my sister anymore. I don't love her either. What I feel is cleaner, like the calm after a storm, when the air finally stops trembling. They say revenge doesn't bring peace. Maybe they're right, but it brings clarity, and clarity is quieter. Every time I think of that day they opened their mailboxes, I remember.